Well, we saw what's happening in Bihar. It is a thriller Tuesday, as we've been calling it, a very close match. But at the same time, there's something as exciting. The IPL finals there underway. This is the most exciting moment for cricket fans. I'm going to cut straight across to Sushant to give us an insight as to what the real deal is. Sushant, take us through the IPL finals. Who's the one due to win? What's the real takeaway of this season?
Well, thank you, Nabila. The news from here, the breaking news is, big breaking news that Mumbai Indians now officially 5-time champions. They lift the trophy yet again. Rohit Sharma, captain's innings, 68 runs. I mean, just destroyed the Delhi Capitals bowling. And they have now won back-to-back titles. Remember, this is the 5th title for the Mumbai Indians. Clinical performance. Delhi was never really in the game, apart from that one partnership between Rishabh Pant and Shreyas Iyer. I mean, with the ball, first of all, Trent bowled, completely destroyed the batsman. And then, when they came out to bat, I mean, Quinton de Kock and Rohit Sharma seemed like they were in a hurry. Well, I've got Boria Majumdar with me on this special broadcast, and we're going to discuss the entire match now. Boria, I mean, such a clinical performance, a one-sided game at the end of it.
Yes, it was. I mean, and that tells you how good Mumbai Indians was right through the tournament. It is them versus the rest, Sushant. Much like the 2003 World Cup, Australia versus the rest. India beat everybody else. Delhi beat everybody else. That time, Ponting was the captain of Australia, destroyed India. Now his match has to be Mumbai in 21. At the moment, it is Mumbai versus the rest, and the gap is a significantly wide one. Rohit Sharma, has he put all debates conclusively to rest? Is he the best white ball captain in this format, in this competition? Yes. Has he put the fitness debate to rest? Yes. How good is Mumbai Indians? It is not about this year. Years and years of planning and scouting and preparation. Hats off.
Let me throw some googlies at you right now, Boria Majumdar. First up, he's definitely fit, right? I mean, Rohit Sharma, there is no doubt about it that this man is fit. They've included his name in the test team. But when he's fit, when he's playing, why not include him now in the entire Australia tour? I mean, who's better than Rohit Sharma?
No, but I think that's fine, Sushant, because again, I mean, when it's Australia, even if there is one iota of doubt, you want to give him a bit of a break and then get him for the red ball. Ask yourself, what is more important? Is there a World Cup coming in Australia? No. The next World Cup is in Indian soil. The 3 T20s will make no difference. Is that white ball 50-over cricket going to make a difference for 23? No. Is that red ball series without Virat Kohli so much more important? Answer is yes. Without Virat, you Rohit, so I'm fine with it.
Okay, hold your horses. Then, next question, follow-up. Firstly, we heard now KL Rahul's been made vice-captain. As you said, 5th title for Rohit Sharma as captain, white ball cricket, one of the greatest ever. Is there a case now for Rohit Sharma to lead the Indian side as far as at least the T20 side is concerned? And please don't tell me IPL is not a metric. I mean, come on, this is the toughest competition in the world.
Yeah, it is. But having said that, Sushant, I have said this 200 times. A franchise competition is not the index for a national side. You know, you've got to see how the teams fare up. Rohit is a great captain. Make no mistake, but you've got to wait till the World T20 of next year in India. If Virat doesn't win that, and I say win, not finals, not semi-finals, win. If Virat doesn't win that, I think that's the time when you take this call. Rohit has made a serious case.
All right. So we are waiting for the T20 World Cup now, and we're expecting a win then. But now, how good are the Mumbai Indians? I mean, Boria, from the first ball itself, they got the big man out, Marcus Stoinis, Trent bowled with that absolutely beautiful delivery. Delhi had almost no chances after that. And they have had this problem, you know, with the openers, collapse after collapse, and it was the same scene once again.
I was on your show yesterday, Sushant, the same show, you and me, and I said the only way this will be a match if Delhi batting stands up, if you remember. Delhi batting has to stand up against this bowling. Didn't stand up. 2 people stood up, Shreyas Iyer and Rishabh Pant, but then Rishabh Pant got out at a time when 170 was looking yes. Suddenly it became 155. With 155, you don't challenge that Mumbai attack. How many did they get in the last 3 overs against Bumrah and Bolt and Kultanai? Hardly 20 odd. That's where 155. And if it was Pandya finishing that innings, it would become 180. That tells you the difference between these two sides. At this point in time, the gap is pretty wide.
Yes, and especially that Hetmeyer wicket. Once again, Trent bowled. I think Trent bowled my man of the match today because, first of all, he got Stoinis out. Then, obviously, Rahane. I mean, Rahane, we weren't expecting too much. But then, once he got Hetmeyer out, when you're saying that 170, 180 was looking very possible, you know, the moment that Hetmeyer got out, everybody knew Delhi is not going to get to that 170 mark. So Trent Bolt, again, remember, this was a player the Delhi Capitals traded to the Mumbai Indians.
Absolutely, and he ends up with 25 wickets, his best economy rate, best strike rate, maximum wickets in an IPL season. This match was not like Bihar, Sushant. This was like the 2019 elections. Definitely not Bihar.
But look at now, you know, that's why Mumbai Indians is a champion side. We spoke about the fifth bowler. Delhi went again with 3 spinners. Well, the third spinner really got smacked by Rohit Sharma, but then Mumbai were intelligent. You know, look at what they did. They saw that Rahul Chahar, Stoinis just destroyed Rahul Chahar in the last game in qualifier 1. So they dropped Rahul Chahar for such an important match. They get in Jayant, and today, look at what he does. He got Shikhar Dhawan out. That was a master stroke again.
More importantly, Sushant, more importantly, Bolt had taken 2. Bumrah had bowled a fiery first over when he could have easily gotten a wicket, if you remember, edge gone.
Yeah.
And there, the captain got changes to Jayant Yadav. If that is not a captaincy masterstroke wicket, I don't know what a captaincy masterstroke wicket is. He knew there will be a release shot. He knew they will go for it.
Yeah.
And he knew there was a chance with the left-hander. Brilliant from him.
That was amazing. But also about the Delhi bowling. You know, Rabada, Nokia, we were talking about them. And I spoke to you about this yesterday also whenever we discussed this, that I was a little wary of how they were bowling under pressure. Especially when you're defending a small target. Rabada comes first over, gets hammered. You know, then Nokia comes, he gets hammered. So today, again, I mean, these guys really crumbled under pressure.
You know, 155, you can't say that. There's no score. Against Mumbai, if you make that 155, 175, then there is pressure. There is no pressure. They knew that if they get 55, 60 in the power play with 1 down, they're done. And they went for the bowling. They got those runs. At no point in time in the batting chase was Mumbai under any kind of pressure.
Yes.
They did not even build.
But that's my point.
That's the way. It was clinical. It was clinical from Mumbai Indians.
But that's my point, that your speedsters should have put them under pressure, but they just could not do that. And they just hammered them. Once again, I'm going to come back to Rohit Sharma. I mean, he was struggling before this match. And actually, both the captains, look at Shreyas Iyer, what he did today. He wanted this. He wanted this, despite of 22 for 3. Such a brilliant knock by him and both. Rishabh Pant, yes, he got out at the wrong time. But I mean, the intent was there to win the match, not to make a match out of it. And then again, Rohit Sharma in that chase. I mean, he was superb today. Did not give Delhi Capitals even a single chance.
That's how good he is. This is his 5th title. I mean, you don't win. Out of 13 seasons, if a person has won 5 titles, it's 45% strike rate.
Yeah.
If a captain is winning 5 out of 13, Sushant, that tells you how good that champion is. And by the way, it's not a team that they have put together in 1 year. Think of last year. Where was Ishan Kishan? Think of the year before.
Wow.
Where was Ishan Kishan?
Brilliant.
Where were these players? They have nurtured them. They have created them. They've mentored them. They've protected them. And now look, they're paying dividends. This is like multi-yielding bonds, which will yield dividends even for the next few years. That's a proof as to how good the franchise is.
No doubt about it. I mean, look at this team. You've got Surya Kumar Yadav, who's, I mean, should have been, most people still agree that he should have got a chance in the Indian team by now. You've got Ishan Kishan. He's had a dream tournament. Most number of sixes by Ishan Kishan in the tournament. Then you've got, the others. Pollard is there. Hardik Pandya, Krunal Pandya has been good for them. Bolt and Bumrah. This side is almost unbeatable, Boria.
It is. It is like the Australian team of 2003, Sushant. I said it at the start of your show. Yeah. And I'm saying it again. Ricky Ponting 140 in that final killed India. Now Ricky has to do something before 2021 because it's just 5 months away. And when we are on it, let's also give some credit to Saurav Ganguly and the board for pulling together this fantastic tournament, humongous ask, 3 bio bubbles and 5,000 crores riding and all of the country watching. It's been a fantastic achievement, Sushant, on the part of Saurav Ganguly and team. But Mumbai Indians has set the bar, and the bar is very high. They are like the Usain Bolt. They are like Michael Phelps. They are like Roger Federer, Rafa Nadal on clay rather. Roger Federer at his prime in Wimbledon. They are that good. Can they be matched? Only that will now be the bar that the other teams need to aspire to in 21.
Yes, but heartbreak for Delhi, but still a lot of positives for that team. I mean, as I said, they had problems with their opening batsmen. They had to change it in qualifier 2, and in the final they had to go. They had no option. Rahane really wasn't scoring, so nobody had any confidence in him. Apart from that one game he scored against RCB, small total they were chasing. But still, Shreyas Iyer, the youngest captain to play an IPL final, again, as I said, showed a lot of courage for him to come out, you know, when they were 22 for 3, take the game till the end. He was not out at 65. Brilliant. So a lot of positives also. Delhi Capitals, they're a very, very strong side. They could make some real noise in the next edition of the IPL.
Of course they can. In fact, last season they made the playoffs. They came third. This season they've made the final. So one step ahead. So from 3 to 2. And then next season, who knows? I mean, the way this team has performed under Shreyas Iyer since he took over captaincy, Ricky Ponting and last year they mentored him. He's grown in stature as a captain. This year he's matured. They've got some quality players. If they need to get, you know, that opening pocket maybe with Prithvi Shaw and Ajinkya Rahane not really firing, maybe they will start with Stoinis next year. And they've got a solid enough side, Sushant. You're absolutely correct. Tremendous number of positives for Delhi. But as I said, that gap is still quite wide. They will need to fill that gap.
Right. So if you're saying the gap was too wide, and this can be a controversial question, but did Delhi really deserve to play the final? Because it was a very one-sided final. We saw what, you know, Rajasthan Royals did at the end. They were really, really good. Kings 11 Punjab had to bow out. Even Hyderabad, you know, the way that they had one bad game against Delhi. Who do you think could have given Mumbai Indians, you know, a run for their money?
I don't think anyone. Because if you really see the match they lost to Hyderabad with a half-baked bowling attack, no ball, no boomer. So which team really competed against them? And then it was that extraordinary Ben Stokes 100, which was an individual effort of brilliance. But this team as a team is just been so good. I think Delhi were deserving finally, Sushant. Absolutely. Your team made the final on their merit, standing on their own feet with their own ability. Don't take any credit away. And you should be thrilled as a Delhi fan. Make no mistake about it. Having said that, Mumbai was just too good on the night. 5 months you've got to get up to that speed, challenge Mumbai in 21. But for the moment, it is Rohit Sharma's night. He once again, captain, under pressure, not scored much.
Don't forget the controversy, Boria. Don't forget the controversy. There's so much controversy. Golden duck in the last game, by the way. Golden duck in the last game.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Golden duck in the last game. Controversy. Indian team. Fitness issue. People are saying he's unfit. There comes the man, cometh the man, cometh the hour. 68 of 50, all debates to rest. Everything thrown into the Arabian Sea, saying, I am the best by a distance in this format, in this competition. Take that from Mumbai Indians.
The amazing thing is how easily he does it. I mean, for Rohit Sharma, it just seems like a walk in the park. Comes back into this team, he's struggling, still goes into the final, just destroys Delhi Capitals. Anyway, I also have to talk about a very special player today, Coulter. How good was he? Because remember, after that Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer partnership, Delhi were well on their way to even get 180. To forget about 170 because Hetmeyer was still there. Coulter bowled those very, very tight overs in the end at the death. So he pulled that total back, and that's why it was 156, which was, as we said, nothing for the Mumbai Indians.
Absolutely, and that's what it is about a good team, isn't it? I mean, it is somebody or the other who will put his hand up.
Yeah.
Jasprit Bumrah, anybody will say, was unlucky. I mean, it was not his day. How many edges? And by the way, that umpire's call, according to me, is rubbish. That was plumb.
That was out.
I mean, it's as simple as that. So Jasprit Bumrah was unlucky, but there comes Nathan Coulter playing ahead of Pattinson. People questioned it. And the other 100 out of 100. Coulter 100 out of 100. That's captaincy. That's coaching. That's management. Tells you how good the Mumbai Indians are at judging players, judging talent on their day. They are the top team. As I said, it was not a Bihar election. It was the 2019 or the 2014 election.
Right.
It was not.
Right. Finally, you know, today I was very, very impressed with Rishabh Pant. I mean, he seemed hopeless throughout the tournament, especially after his injury. But today he was on song. He attacked from the word go, took the, counter-attacked. The pressure was on Mumbai. It was clearly on Mumbai when Rishabh Pant was batting. But now the big question, how good has Ishan Kishan been? I mean, he has been tremendous throughout the tournament. Has he really taken that spot from Rishabh Pant, given his performance? This guy has, I mean, such a young fellow. He has delivered under pressure, maximum number of sixes, just a wise head on the shoulders and so much talent. So Rishabh Pant versus Ishan Kishan. Despite of Pant's performance today, I think Ishan Kishan is far ahead at the moment, especially even if you look at the fitness as well.
But he's not kept wickets, Sushant. Whole tournament, he has not kept wickets for even one game. You are selecting him as a wicket-keeper batsman. If the next season Mumbai Indians give him the gloves ahead of QDK, then that comparison becomes a fair comparison. At the moment, Pant is a wicket-keeper, Sanju is a wicket-keeper, Rahul's keeping wickets, Pant has, sort of kept wickets even tonight. Ishan Kishan has fielded in the outfield. Will you take him as batsman for India? Yet, no. You will take Shreyas or Rahul or anybody else, Rohit and Virat and ahead of Ishan. Ishan has to make the deal, has to keep wickets, maybe in 2021, ahead of the World T20. If Mumbai Indians give him the gloves ahead of QDK, then we can definitely talk about this comparison.
Let's talk about the game-changing moments. Do you agree with me that the Delhi Capitals lost this match despite of that brilliant partnership? At the very first ball that Trent bowled and Marcus Stoinis was out. The match, I think, was over then because once again it was 0 for 1, first ball bowled for the Delhi Capitals.
One, that and the Shikhar Dhawan dismissal. Because if you see the way Dhawan has gone about it this year, 145 strike rate, and he was going well, 3 boundaries today also in his 15. The Dhawan dismissal was the real, nail in the coffin. So yes, Bolt and Dhawan. I thought at that point in time, game gone. There was a recovery, but that recovery was never enough.
Boria, I saw both of us, we've seen our entire sports stuck team, Manoj and Vikrant sir, Rashika, Rahul, everyone here, Dheeraj and Jay. The entire sports team, we've seen every ball bowled, every match in this tournament, IPL. This was by far, I think, the most viewed IPL in the history of the Indian Premier League. What a fantastic tournament and deserving winners, the Mumbai Indians. But this tournament, again, I don't need to say this, but the best cricket competition in the world, and just summarize the whole event for me this time. Apart from all the controversy surrounding Rohit Sharma, this tournament was just in a league of its own this time.
Sushant, each one of us were surrounded by a tizzy of negativity and gloom. And the veil lifted on the 19th of September. We got a life. In a sense, our lives got structured with our shows, lights, camera, cricket with you and me on Sports Today, you on Sports Stuck with Vikrant and team, me on Sports Today. We founded a YouTube channel of the India Today group, and every afternoon you and me would be on WhatsApp 100 times, what's going on. The IPL had galvanized our lives. It had given us a purpose that, there is something beyond the pandemic. The BCCI, by doing it, has shown that a tournament of this nature, scale, and potential can be done. 3 bio bubbles were created. 1,500 plus people were there. Everybody tested in 3 days. It was a humongous ask. The revenue that has been generated, each team got more sponsorship than 2019. So the brand remains robust. In every sense, it has been a classic tournament, and I'm absolutely delighted we'll have one 5 months down the line.
Right, we are out of time, but Boria, before I let you go, give me your top 4 teams. The next IPL is in 6 months. Top 4 teams, according to you right now, for the next one.
1, 2, 3 Mumbai Indians, and then comes the rest. Hyderabad always punches above their weight. I want Delhi to improve. And you want RCB as always, Sushant, but RCB, Rajasthan Royals, both can make it. And with KL Rahul, who knows? But as I said, forget everything. Just order your vada pav and missile pav and enjoy tonight.
All right. I think Chennai Super Kings can surprise everyone in 6 months, and so can the Rajasthan Royals. Well, that's all the time that we have. The news from here is Mumbai Indians once again champions, 5-time champions, well deserved. Congratulations, Mumbai Indians. News and updates continue on India Today.